here at ACO Radio, American Communications Online, or any affiliated stations or websites are not responsible for what guest hosts or call-ins may say. All programming is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only.
Hello, world. Welcome aboard, all you ground troops spinning around smartly on planet Earth, home Gaia. We appreciate everyone in all areas of the universe, and we have decided to join the radio waves today. And I've asked melindad'amico of New Jersey to help today with Wednesday's show, and if this works out, we will continue as we have for 9 years. It seems like the world's spinning by so fast, sometimes it's hard for me to get my head into it. But I am working day and night, making websites for people, helping others. I hope you're in service to others. And I'm going to let Melinda talk for a moment about herself as an intuitive woman, helping us on Wicca Wednesdays. So let me get her on here. melindad'amico, can you hear me now?
Yes, Theresa. How are you, Theresa? How are you feeling this evening?
Oh, like I've got 1 foot on the planet and 1 foot in another dimension completely. How are you today?
I'm great, thank you. I'm blessed. We will help. I will help you with your schedule to get your finagle better and more rest, because you sound. I hear it loud and clear. But let me tell our folks a little bit about myself. Born in New York City and educated, raised by a single parent. And I have the gift to be able to see things before they happen, dream them, just able to tell and reveal details that are just like people just get overwhelmed when they hear the details, because they're like, how do you know that? And how I can't explain it. It's been a journey that I've had my whole life, and I've never shared it with many people because some people think it's, a little strange or whatever. But as I got to understand and appreciate the gifts that we all have that are unique, eccentric, and so forth, is that it's a gift, and I'm grateful for it. There's a reason why I have it, and I am grateful to have it and to share it with those that I can help. And eventually what I really would like to do with being a storyteller at this level and a greater level and profound level and having the power is to heal. People are in a lot of suffering right now, and I find that healing is something that we need to be able to do and think about, and going through processes of serious situations, growth and leaps and jumps. So we still do need to heal the pain and the suffering, or else we don't really go on to another level. If that makes any sense to you. But that's what I'd like to be able to do, is to help people and heal people from suffering. We're having a pandemic right now, and the pandemic is not the only thing we're having in the heightened world of, tumultuous situations. So I think that would be something to be able to add to get in touch with ourselves. Just like when you go to church for prayer, hopefully to help sometime your mind to get better and concentrate on something and focus on something. So it's the same type of idea where I'm talking about the healing, but it's more in the physical realm, because I see that that's a lot of people that are in situations where they're physically and mentally drained, and it's the healing that is probably going to bring them back a lot stronger and more powerful than they ever been before. Some of the people that I think I can reach are people who have suffering, like bruises, scars, things like that. And if they're willing to sit with myself and someone else higher to reach them, they can come a long way. Because people that are raped, domestic violence, those people have scars, and that's a lifetime situation. But you can reap benefits by going the other way to look towards for healing and feeling better and changing your life condition. So it's basically kind of like a human revolution we're all doing in some way, shape, or form. And through that, you get to a point where you feel you need to make that change. And that change is going to happen as long as you're ready and willing to go that level and take the strategies needed to get there. So basically, like I said, I'm the storyteller, one who can tell you what's going on. And I am very accurate, consistent, and I'm passionate at it because the skill is just there. And I think if you have it, you should use it. Help humankind, humanity. So I do have the lead today on the topic that Theresa and I were discussing the other day, and the topic is about cyberspace culture and an inclusion of women. Now, if you really think about the Internet, women are not really as big as men. Men are a bigger component, and that's a major phenomenon. So how are ways women are prohibited in the past, which continue to be publicly general taboo in our society? So cyberspace matters, and not just promoting a career, advertising ourselves, and presenting texts of our choice. So I have no numbers for academic versus non-academic women, but women are participating in cyberspace in large numbers, and they are putting texts by women on academic, non-academic, and personal sites, and so forth. And since we've been talking about this cyberspace culture, let's go one step further and explain what is cyberspace culture. Cyberspace culture is a set of social expectations, etiquette, history, language, used by a collection of people active on the World Wide Web. So the non-cyber world is separated into cliques and countries, taxonomic, and spheres. So it's like a little world that's governed around a certain life, and that makes this considered cyberspace culture. It's used in a variety of cultural products and ways of referring to certain practices born on the computer and internet technology-specific subcultures. So it's very interesting how this cyberspace culture is, in fact, a major part of cyberspace. So as we've been going on this journey and talking about cyberspace culture and being on the computer at times, I'd like to ask you, Theresa, how do you feel now that we have advanced so much with the technology and language and etc.? Do you fear any time working on the internet doing your work that we can get a cyber attack? And if so, or yes, or why not?
Well, cyber attacks are based on those that actually mean harm to others. So that's always part of our life here as a learning planet for humans, humanoids, sentient, intelligent beings. So we have to rise above our fears and hope that those that are deeper into cyberspace culture and our community that we're building is doing their job. And I personally rely on Microsoft and Google, and then we can put up firewalls on our computers. And then with me being a developer, I've learned to use various software packages myself. And just like today, we're using Blog Talk, but I've used it for 9 years, and it's gradually gotten much better than it was in the beginning with the way that we had the lines set up. But I'm not so much worried about cyberspace security since things have changed, and the speed with which we're doing things, and the fact of the way that they're hitting the towers and transmitting, and just each time now we use our cell phones, and we're using cell phones, folks, plus well, I guess if you're using a computer, you may be calling from your, I've had a lot of people that call from their home or their other tablets or even from their cars. And we've got a few call in and want readings, and I don't know that we're prepared for that today, but, we can always ask the people that are calling in. They're not sure if we're doing it or not because I set up Intuitive Women. But I'm not so much worried about cyberspace security right now because I've seen the changes just this year of how we're changing even in social media. Because so
you're not really afraid. How efficient has the cyberspace security in protecting our stuff? How effective has it been for you? Have it been 100% or?
Oh, yeah. I had to go through a lot of changes, and I was hacked. It usually tends to be with your browsers, which browser you use. And then if they can infiltrate, if you have old pages, especially in your websites, you've got to keep your WordPress, everything up to date on the latest. So what we found over the years is you really have to pay attention through the software packages that you use and make sure that your developers and your administrators are keeping up on the latest news, things like that, to keep everything up to date. And that way people can't infiltrate your line. And we really depend on each other in cyberspace culture, and we learn new things every day to help each other. And we work open source information with GitHub, GitHub. It's a really good site for learning if you're not accustomed. And then we use WordPress for the simple sites, a lot of people. But I started back with GoDaddy in 2003, Starfield Technologies, and mainly in the USA. Now, China's put up a firewall against the rest of the world, and Russia is copying Wikipedia for themselves. So what we're seeing right now, Melinda, is a splintering of the Internet. They call it splintering. Of course, it's been for at least 10 years. I forgot who coined the term, but it's in my YouTube videos out there for Theresa J. Morris or T.J. Morris Agency. But we definitely have a better way of doing things now with all the major phone companies is T-Mobile and AT&T and Verizon and I don't know whoever else it is, but I know with Consumer Cellular was my original, and I've gone back. I've got two phones with Consumer Cellular, and one with T-Mobile, and one with this one I'm talking on is AT&T. I have a direct line now. So people are calling in, Melinda. I don't know if they want readings or if...
you want to go ahead and ask? You go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know because